most respected president of this Siddham Institute of Intercultural Studies. So I am audible to you all?
Yes, sir. You're
Yes,
definitely
yes.
audible. Yes, sir. Yes.
So, respected president of this Siddham Institute of Intercultural Studies, Professor Banarsi Lalji, Professor Asang Tilaratne, he was very much present in the inaugural function of this our webinar. Dr. Revat Bikram Singh ji, I think he is not available here. And first of all, I am seeing the face of Mr. Gyan Silji. I heard the name of Sri B.K. Narayan, Braj Kishore Narayan. But this is the first time that I am seeing the face of Mr. Gyan Sil. Although I am very much known to Professor Kamal Silji, and as Gyansil was telling that this Sil title was conferred to all the members of the family by Sadhu Baba or Bhante Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap ji. So it is very you can say wonderful experience to see him on through online mode, Mr. Gyansil ji. I am going to. I was asked by Dr. Anirban Das to chair a session, but I was not aware that in this session, the most celebrities of Pali and Buddhist studies, Professor Angaraj Chaudhary and Professor Uma Shankar Vyas, they are also in that session also. They are really a gem of our Pali and Buddhist studies. Illustrious scholar of Pali and Buddhist studies. I am deliberating myself to speak something on these two papers. They have spoken very much, you can say, on the subject which were given to them. And I am also not going to speak very much because Dr. Rajesh Ranjan and Professor Rajesh Ranjan and Professor Ramesh Prasad, they are my Guru Bhai. We are the pupils of the same teachers, Professor Mahesh Tiwari and Professor Sangasen Singh. So they are my Guru Bhai. So I am also not going to speak on these two papers, but I would like to share some of the views related with Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. Since I am associated with Pali, Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies, Banaras Hindu University, where Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap started his career, academic career, and how he has struggled his early life to establish Pali language in this Banaras University. And the eastern part of our Bihar as well as in Uttar Pradesh also. So I would like to share some of the photographs also that how he has struggled in his early life and how he has established some of the educational institutions. So this will be a inspiration to our young generations that how a person with diligence and a strong effort. There were some commitments before our Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. I will speak 4 or 5 commitments which he had performed in his whole life. So the first commitment of his whole life was to establish the educational institutions. Before I come to my share the photographs, I will speak that in our India, before independence, there were 2 generations of Buddhist scholars. In the first generations, there were Dr. Rajendra Lal Mitra Satish Chandra Vidyabhushan, Professor B.M. Barua. Like these illustrious scholars, they established Pali in the Calcutta University and in Sanskrit College, Calcutta. And there was another illustrious person, Dharmanand Kosambi, who in the eastern part of our India, in Mumbai and Pune, he started the teaching as well as research and publication of the Pali text. These were the scholars like R.D. Bhandarkar, who started the Pali, and when Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute was established, Pali was the main subject which was started there also. So I am not going to speak all these things. I will come to the main point that how Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, in the second generation of scholars, you have heard that there were three more scholars like in eastern part of India, like Bhadant Anand Koslan, Rahul Sankrityan, and Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. These trio personalities had developed and they devoted their whole life in the popularizing the Pali subject as well as establishment of the educational institutions. I am not going to speak Rahulji and Bhadant Anand Koslayan. I will come to Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap in a very brief manner. I will speak within 10-15 minutes, which has been given to me. So, if you see that how Rahulji came in contact with our Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, much has been said early life and the educational life of our Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. Professor Angaraj Chaudhary ji has already said that he wanted to do his PhD on Buddhist philosophy. And for that, he made a contact and he wrote a letter to the principal of Vidya Lankar. Now it is called as Kelaniya University. And that letter was written by Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap in Sanskrit language. And that letter was forwarded to Rahul Sankrityan, who was traveling in Europe at that time. Rahul Sankrityan wrote a letter to Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap that I am coming to Patna in 1932 or 33. You come to Patna and try to meet me related with your PhD research work. When Rahulji came back to Patna from Germany or I think London, and there is a story that how Rahulji and Bhadant Anand Koslayan, these two personalities were sent to Europe for popularization of the Buddhism. And when they are coming back, Rahulji met with Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, and then Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap was asked by Rahulji to go to Vidyalankar, study Pali language literature there, and get a degree of Tripitaka there, and start your PhD after that. And after that, he came back in 1936 from Sri Lanka. From 33 to 36, he remained in Sri Lanka. And he came back in 1936 to Sarnath. Before coming to Sarnath, he also goes to Darbhanga, Lehriya Sarai also. He meets with the Mamaji and some relatives there. And he came back to again Sarnath again to see how the situations are revolving for my PhD. And in the preparation of that PhD, he has completed his PhD in 1939. Now he wanted to get registered for PhD course again in Kelaniya University. And for that, he is making a try and he had submitted his thesis for PhD in Kelaniya University at that time also. Now coming to, again, he came back in 1940 and 41. And again, he tries to establish the Pali language literature in Banaras University. And he is ready to take classes of Sanskrit in the Department of Sanskrit, as well as he was taking classes of philosophy in the Department of Philosophy, as well as he started the teaching of Pali language in Banaras University in the Department of Pali at the graduate level. So from 1940 to 49, he is taking classes free of all things, without taking anything, at the Department of Sanskrit. And for that, he was paid only 50 rupees per month by Seth Jugal Kishore Das Birla, Jugal Kishore Birla. So there is a story behind that how he is coming from Sarnath. And when he used to come from Sarnath to Banaras University to take classes of philosophy, Sanskrit, and Pali. And after seeing the trouble of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, Jugal Kishore Birla offered him to build a Buddha Kutir, and that Buddha Kutir was built in Banaras University. And that Banaras University, he remained here till 1949. And he is trying his level best at the university level and at the administrative level also to get the subject introduced there. And there must be post sanctioned by the university for the post of assistant lecturer or lecturer there. But he became disappointed in 1949. It was a very tragic story that how our Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap was disappointed in Banaras University. And then he leaves Banaras, Varanasi, and he moves to Nalanda. And he joins and he meets Nalanda College principal there, Bihar Sharif, and he offers to teach Pali there. And in that way, Pali teaching was started there in Nalanda College, Bihar Sharif. And from there, he has made a plan to make an institute that is called as Pali Institute. And he is making a draw that how this Pali Institute may develop at Nalanda. And for that, he is making a plan of that. In the meantime, 1955, President of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Desratna Dr. Rajendra Prasad, makes a plan to establish the Institute of Pali at Nalanda Mahabihar or Nalanda itself. And Bihar government was asked to establish the 3 institutes. In Mithila, there was an institute of Sanskrit Institute, and Vaisali, there was an institute of Vaisali and Prakrit and Genealogy. And in Nalanda, there was an institute of Pali Institute. So these 3 institutes were directed by Bihar government to establish it. Again, there is a story that from how Nalanda, again, the foundation stone was laid there, and these Nalanda Mahabihar was established under the Bihar government. So now I would like to share some of the photographs that how Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. So if I may be allowed to share so just a minute, sir. I am sharing the screen. Yes, sir. So screen is visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
you can see.
So I am starting with the Siddham Institute, that how Institute of Indic and Intercultural Studies was, you can say, established, and how the first conference on the contribution of Venerable Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap to Pali and Buddhism, which is organizing. So this is the first day. So I am going to see some of the photographs of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. This is the very known photograph of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. So I think whole viewer of this webinar must be inspired through these photographs that how Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, with the last words of the Buddha, that by Dhamma Sankhara Apumadena Sampadetta, and how he strived himself with great vigor and zeal, and with the great diligence, apamad, and how he established and performed all these, you can say, commitments. The first commitments was that this is the photograph which was taken by, you can say, someone where that there was a residence of this Kashyap. So I am going to confine myself that how Jagdish Kashyap tried to establish some of the educational institutions. So I have already discussed that how Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap came in contact with our Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, with Rahul ji, and then how he has translated the text Dignika in Kelaniya University when he was doing Tripitaka, and when he came back again, then he started his, you can say, the translation of Abhidhammat Sangaho, composed by Acharya Aniruddha, and that I will speak in very much detail tomorrow, that what are the basic qualities of that translation of Abhidhamma philosophy, which is known as a translation of Abhidhammat Sangaho. So now see that first of all he tries to establish his first career at Mahabodhi Inter College, that he came in contact with, you might be seeing the gate of Mahabodhi Inter College. Now there is a temple behind the main gate of Mahabodhi Inter College. So he has started his career from here. And the nameplate of the first principal, you will see that how Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap is shown there. So see, this is the close of Mahabodhi Inter College, and how he has started his career in 1944. That when he is making effort to establish a Pali language literature at Banaras University, but he is not able to succeed himself in establishing, but he goes to Sarnath, and with Bali Singh, who was the General Secretary of Mahabodhi Society of India, and with the help of the Bhikkhu in charge, Mahabodhi Society at Sarnath branch, he tries to establish this Mahabodhi Inter College, and he becomes the first principal of Mahabodhi Inter College. So see the name plate of the principal. His name is the first, and he has worked from 1935 to 1944 here. He was the principal there. And from 1935 to 44, he is also making effort to Banaras University to establish the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies. And he is coming from there. There is a 22-kilometer from Sarnath to Varanasi, main BHU campus. So he used to come here. He used to take classes here. So I will show you that how he has worked as a principal from 1935 to 44. Again, this is the Buddha Kutir, which was made by Jugal Kishore Birla. So when he was coming from Saranath, so he was becoming very much tired in the evening also. So seeing his trouble, Jugal Kishore Birla made this Buddha Kutir. So now see the situation, nobody is living there. It is empty there because this quarter was meant for only the teachers of Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies. So nowadays there is no any teacher of the department who is interested to remain in this Buddha Kutir. So this is the problem, and this remains, you can say, vacant, and it is now in the hands of the, you can say, Estates Office of Banaras University. So the constructions works are going on nearby in front of that Buddha Kutir, and you can say cements and church are living there on the side. So see that side, I am seeing that how, what was the idea behind the Buddha Kutir? The whole Buddha Kutir was established with the idea of Bihar. And if you see the second side of the close-up, then you will see, sorry. So you will see that how the Dhammachakra, if the see, that main two pillars, if you will see that how the Dharma Chakra, that is the Dwadas Nidan, the 12, you can say, links of the law of dependent originations, they have been depicted on the two sides, you can say. And the bells are also given here. And in front of that right side also, you will see that how the in the middle of the center, how this Dhamma Chakra is being given, and two deers are being flanked. The whole, you can say, Dhamma Chakra. So you will see that how this whole structure with the concept of the, you can say, Buddhist stupas or the monastery, the whole stupa monastery constructions, if you go inside, then you will find that how these things. There was a gate also very much, and it was written Buddha Kutir. Nowadays, Buddha Kutir, the name plate has been also removed by the state office, and those who are living there as a, you can say, other persons. Now, how he, Banaras University, he has introducing, he is making himself, but he is not able to succeed to get a post of lecturer there. And he lives in 1949, and in 1950, the postgraduate department or PG teaching in Pali language literature is being started in Department of Sanskrit and Pali also. That was. Now he has moved, and this is C, Nalanda Mahavihar. This is the old building. And the whole building was constructed with the concept of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kasyap. There is a dome shaped. If you see the Sanchi Stoop, the whole structure you will find. Now it has been converted as Dr. Desaratan Rajendra Prasad Central Library of Nalanda Mahavihar. So you will see that this is the old picture of Nalanda Mahavihar. The left side, if you see, the left side, Bhikkhu Jagdish Kasyap was sitting, and the right side, the registrar of Nalanda Mahavihar was sitting there. And this is the main entrance in the middle, and people used to sit there, and the teachers were sitting in the chambers, right side and the left side also. And the back side, the classes were being held. Now the whole structures has been, you can say, renovated, and there is another Dharma Sok administrative building also, and Nagarjun, you can say, academic building, and there are so many buildings which have been constructed before that. But I mean to say that here, Bhikkhu Jagdish Kasyap, the whole concept of the stoop and the monastery, which has been designated by Bhikkhu Jagdish Kasyap himself. And he remains as a director from 1951 to 56. If you see the whole, I will see. And then he moves in 1956. There is a plan of government of India to publish the whole Tipitaka. I will come to the Tipitaka later on. In a very brief manner, I will say. And for the publication of the Tipitaka in 41 volumes, he comes here again in Sarnath. And in Sarnath, he is being requested by the Vice Chancellor at that time to join the Department of Pali at Sampurna Sanskrit University. And he joins in 1957, and he remains there till 1965. See the nameplate, then you will see here, see the nameplate of the department, head of the departments of Pali and Theravada. The first name you will see Acharya Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. He remains here from 1958 to 1967. He becomes a head of the department. He lives there. The photograph which we are seeing, he is the Acharya Jagannath Upadhyay. His photograph is there, but unfortunately, the photograph of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap is also there, but it is on the left side of the head of the department's room. So the main photograph is before the, you can say, you will see that only Acharya Jagannath Upadhyay has been given here. So next photograph, you will see that I am going to see some of the photographs of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, which I got from Dr. Pradeep Kumar Das also. He sent me some of the photographs. So see here, if you see that from 1951 to 53, he becomes the director. Again, from 1965 to 73, he remained as a director of Nalanda Mahavihar. And this statue of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap was constructed with the help of the Thai people and some of the alumni students of Nalanda Mahavihar. And that has been constructed. I am giving you the backside photograph also. You will see the backside photograph, how it is looking very well. And this is the close photograph of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, marble stone it is given. And there is umbrella also. So this is the photograph you will see. Again, this is the photograph which was taken by someone when he was residing in Rajgir, Thai monastery, after retirement after 73. So this is the photograph of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. So some of the memorable moments, I am giving you some of the photographs. I was thinking that the organizing committee will give some documentary film to this program, but unfortunately there is no any, you can say, arrangement for that. So I am eager to show some of the memorable moments of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. So see, this was the foundation stone led by Desharatna Dr. Rajendra Prasad. So in 1951, the foundation stone is being laid. Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap is in the right side, left side, if you see. Desharatna Rajendra Prasad is sitting and he is giving the lay foundation. This is the photograph of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. Some of the things on the photograph, I think I have got this photograph, but what is the source of this photograph? I am not able to decipher till now also. This is the photograph when in 1956, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru requested Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap to publish the whole 41 volumes of our Tipitaka, Vinay Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka, Dhamma Pitaka. Some of the known figures are there. You might be knowing Lalit Narayan Misra, who was the central minister at that time also. He is backside, if you see, he was the member of the parliament at that time. He is standing back of our Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, and there are some monks who are also standing behind our Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. This is the, if you, Dr. Arun Kumar Yadav was also saying that how Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap was interested to establish Indo-China Cultural Institute, where the Chinese studies can be taught or given with a special reference to Indian culture and traditions. And for that, the relics of Xuan Chang, the traveler, he that relics is being given to our Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru by His Holiness 14th Dalai Lama Tenzin Gyatso. So see, this is the photograph of 1956. So that was the, you can say, photograph which was taken, and some Chinese representative is also standing behind of our Tenzin Gyatso Dalai Lama ji, His Holiness. Next slide, if you see the whole Tripitaka when it was published at Sarnath and Tara Printing Varanasi, the whole set, the first set of Tripitaka was donated to our Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. So this is the memorable photograph. If you see that how Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap is handing over the whole set of Tripitaka, which was started in 1957 and it was completed in 1962. How this whole Tripitaka was completed, I will come later on in the end in a very beautiful manner. Again, this photograph was shown by Dr. Arun Kumar Yadav also, and some of the known figures are seeing Kusok Bakula of Leh Ladakh. He is also standing in the left side. If you see the left side is our Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, and the right side, if you see, there is a Kusok Bakula. He was the member of parliament at that time also, and he had also come with the Chow Lai, and they were discussing about that how the Xuan Chang Memorial Hall can be constructed, and that was the idea of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, that how Chinese Buddhism can be studied, researches can be made at Nalanda Mahavihar, and how it can be developed as an international institute. So that was the dream of our Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. Again, this is the memorable photograph of Rahul Sankritan with our Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. So see the photograph how in 1933 he tries to meet at Patna, most probably I think at the residence of B.K. Narayan Saab, and both of them are meeting together and they are discussing the future plan to establish. And the most interesting thing that our Rahul Sankrityan, Bhatant Anand Kosalayan, and Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, these three great trio personalities had three objectives and commitments individually themselves. Rahul Sankrityan was interested to compose the text taken from Tibet or China, and he was translating it like Abhidharma Kosh Nalandika Tika, and he was interested to translate some of the text from the Chinese as well as from Tibetan sources into Devanagari. Bhadant Anand Kosalayan was interested to popularize Buddhism through the pamphlets, through the short stories, through the popular discourses, and in that way he moves to Nagpur and he is popularizing Buddhism there in the manner of, you can say, giving the pamphlets and other things. But Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap was interested to establish the institutes. So see, from the Mahabodhi Inter College, how he was interested to establish the Pali at Banaras University, and later on he establishes a department of Pali and Theravada at Sampurnam Sanskrit University. And again, with the help of these are the memorable photographs. See the some of the Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap with our Professor Nathmal Tatia and my Gurudev Professor Mahesh Tiwari. Both of them are in this photograph, and other persons are not known to me. Maybe some Professor Angaraj Chaudhary and Umasankar Vyas, sir, might be knowing some of these figures in the photograph, and they can tell you in a better manner. But I recognize only Professor Natmal Tatia and Professor Mahesh Tiwari, my Gurudev. They are with Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. So these are the eminent personality of Buddhism or Buddhist studies at that time at Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. This is the last photograph which was taken by one members of the family of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. So see, in Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap is on the wheelchair. Professor A.K. Narayan is in the right side. In the left side, there are some Thai monks also, and some students and well-wishers of Nalanda Mahavihar. They are standing before him. So this is the last photograph which I got from, you can say, our one of my well-wisher. So this is the photograph if you see. And the tradition which was started from Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap as a director Nalanda Mahavihar. So this is the last person who remained as a director of Nalanda Mahavihar. And then Nalanda Mahavihar became, you can say, deemed university. Before that also, now the vice chancellor, the post has come. So I mean to say here that I wanted to share only 1 or 2 minutes again, that as we know that the 41 volumes of Tipitaka, they were rehearsed, they were compiled, and they were written at the Mahavihar of the Magad region. If you see, the first Buddhist council which was held in Rajgir just after Mahaparinirvana of the Buddha, and the second Buddhist council which was held in Vaisali just after 100 years of Mahaparinirvana of the Buddha. And third Buddhist council was held at the time of King Asoka at Patliputra. And the fourth Buddhist council, which was held at Bhattagamani Abhay in the 1st century BC. As we know that the whole Tipitaka was first of all written down or on the marble stone at the time of King Bhattagamani Abhay. And the fourth and fifth and sixth councils were held in Myanmar. The whole Tipitaka which was compiled. Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap also comes in the same region. If you see in India, the third Buddhist councils were held. Again, this fourth council of India, which was held in the Magad region itself at Nalanda Mahavihar, and he is the president. If you see the whole compiling of the teachings of the Buddha in the Tipitaka, Vinay Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka, and Vidhamba Pitaka, we can also call as a Dhamm Sangiti also. And in that way, we can also say that this compiling of 41 volumes in the whole Tipitaka can be treated as a Chatutta Dhamm Sangati, where the whole teachings of the Buddha were rehearsed, they were compiled, they were written down, and they were printed out. The councils, whatever the nature, the councils were having at the, you can say, Rajgir, Vaisali, or Patliputra, the same nature which was also held at Nalanda Mahavihar. Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap can be considered as a president of that Chatut Dhamm Sangiti. And Bihar government, Krishna Kant Singh, Professor Angaraj Chaudhary was telling that who was the chief minister at that time. With the help of Bihar Raj, with the state Bihar government support, this whole, you can say, at that time, first Buddhist council, second Buddhist council, and third Buddhist council, they were also held with the help of the royal support or royal kings also, like Bimbisar and at the time of Patliputra King Asok also. Here also, Bihar government as well as Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, they were, you can say, royal patrons of this compiling the Chatut Dhamm Sangiti. And if you see, I will like to say that in the same manner, Vinay Pitak was first of all rehearsed in our Nalanda Mahavihar when Chatut Dhamm Sangiti was compiling whole text. First of all, Khandak was, you can say, is being rehearsed, and the editors were Professor P.B. Bapat and Professor P.L. Badya. They were the, you can say, editor of this Mahabag and Chulabag. Chulabag was also assisted by Professor Lakshmanath Tiwari at that time. Also, he was called also. So the same, the whole, you can say, Mahabag and Chulabag, first of all, they were Khandakaj, were rehearsed in the same manner, the manner in which the first Buddhist council, second Buddhist council, and third Buddhist councils were rehearsed. And with the help of Siamij, Burmese, and the Sinhalese, scripts they were revised and they were compiled, they were printed. And it was a great task for Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, who did it. And it was the commitment of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap that this is the second commitment of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap was that how this Tipitaka must be compiled in 41 volumes, and he succeeded it. And the first commitment was, you can say, to establish some of the Buddhist institutions where the Pali and Buddhist studies can be, you can say, studied, and dissemination of the knowledge of related with the Buddhism can be given to other countries also. And the third commitment of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap was to translate the text of the Pali into Hindi as well as in English. I am not going to speak, but this was also a commitment. And in that way, he translated Digha Nikaya, Sanjukta Nikaya, Udan, Milinda Prasna also. And then he translated Abhidhammat Sangho in English also. Before starting this text also. So these are some of the, you can say, and there was, you can say, there was one passion of Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap that he used to donate lands and the buildings to the monasteries also. If you see in Rajgir, in Bodh Gaya, in Vaisali, he had constructed some of the buildings and he has donated to some of the Thai monastery, to Burmese monastery and others also. So, and we know that in Thai monastery where he was residing in Rajgir in the last days before his death, that was donated by Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap himself. And so this was the great passion that how the buildings can be constructed and it can be donated to the monasteries and the institutions. And in Sarnath also, if you see Mahabodhi Inter College and the library, these were donated by Jugal Kishore Birla with the help of, with the assistance of our Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap and Wali, General Secretary of Mahabodhi Society of India. And Gyanasil ji was also telling that some of the persons I was also not aware that Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap also helped in establishment of Arvind Mahila College at Patna, which is nearby the residence of our Dr. B.K. Narayan. So this is the news which was not aware to other persons also. So this was the great passions, and I would like to conclude some of the things that regarding there was one article which was published in the Journal of USA, written by Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, that origin and expansion of Buddhism. And in that journal, he writes that Buddhism is an Asian phenomenon. And he was seeing that until unless Buddhism and not only an Asian phenomena, it can be developed into a great phenomena. So he was seeing Buddhism as a Asian phenomena, and he has written a very good article on that. And in that way, he made effort also, and it was a passion also for Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, that how Buddhism can be expanded as a disseminating source of knowledge there also. So with these words, some of the things, there were very much troubles also. Sometimes Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap was interested in Patipatti only the Bhavana. As Professor Asank Tilakratne was telling in his inaugural lecture, that he was a person who is treated as a Gantadhur also and Vidarsanadhur also. But in my sense, he was a person of great commitments in 4 or 5 fields, whatever I have said. So sometimes he had developed his idea to devote his time only for the meditations, and for that he went to Sri Lanka. He tries to go to, you can say, Vanavasi, and he remained there. And when Rahul ji came to know that he has gone for Vipassana to develop his sadhana at Sri Lanka, he became very much envied. And he wrote a strong letter to Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap that this is not your work to become a sadhak or to develop your vipassana skills at this stage. You have another responsibilities. You come there. And later on, Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap realizes that he has made a mistake also. And he comes back from Sri Lanka, and he goes to Allahabad, and at the residence of Uday Narayan Tiwari, father of Professor Lakshman Tiwari, both of them, Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap and Rahul ji meet together, and Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap says that I have made a very much mistake, and kindly excuse me. Now I will go to the things which will direct. Then after the directions of Rahul ji, he has developed so many educational institutions, writing the Tipitaka, or you can say compiling the Tipitaka, and again 41 volumes. So in that way, he had so many commitments also. So in that way, we cannot say that he was only Gantadhur or Vipassana Dhur or whatever you can say Patipatti Dhur, but he had so many, you can say, you can say commitments or passions in his life, and till his death he worked with diligence, with great vigor, with great zeal also. And the last words of the Buddha, like Vaidhamma Sankhara Pumadena Sampadita, he also completed his commitments and the works. So with these words, I am very much thankful to the organizing committee of this intercultural studies, Siddham, as well as the president, Professor Banarsi Lalji, Dr. Anirvan Das, Dr. Purva Ingole, and all the, you can say, the members, or the, you can say, observers who are observing this webinar. So thank you very much giving me an opportunity to share some of the views related with Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap. Thank